History of the atom. The atom. The fundamental building block of the entire universe. But we didn't always know what the atom was, or what it was made of. Although many have contributed to our understanding of the atom, 5 men stand out. Democritus, John Dalton, J.J. Thomson, Ernest Rutherford, and James Chadwick. Democritus was a Greek who theorized, amongst other Greeks, that if you cut any substance and then cut it again, 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 eventually you're not going to be able to cut it anymore. Democritus called this piece that we can't break down anymore, atomos, meaning uncuttable. Or we've anglicized it, atom. Now, Democritus and his Greek colleagues, they philosophize that all materials made of atomos, or the atom, earth, wind, fire, water, heart, the human soul. Now that seems silly now, but it was the best explanation that they could give. It wasn't until the 1700s that humans were able to do anything more than that. This is when John Dalton started to set things on fire. In his controlled experiment, he showed that when he set things on fire, if he increased the amount of material he set on fire, the material would use the exact amount more of oxygen to burn in a perfect ratio, not losing any component when you set something on fire, because the masses stayed the same. Made Dalton believe the atom was a sphere. Modern atomic theory has begun. Yeah. 100 years later, J.J. Thomson was working with cathode tubes. A cathode tube is a vacuum tube that has a beam of electricity traveling through it. What he found was that the beam was attracted to a positive plate and repelled by a negative plate. The electricity had to come from somewhere, but there was no room in the Dalton model. Thomson added a new particle, which he called the electron. Thomson's new model would become known as the plum pudding model. Wait, what? What's a plum pudding?
An English dessert. Would it be easier to think of it as a chocolate chip cookie?
Yeah. With the chocolate chips being the negative electrons and all the dough being the positive portions of the atom. Play that funky electron music. It's just like a cookie, right? Rutherford set out to prove the Thomson model and explain some little things that just didn't quite work. Rutherford shot alpha particles at a very thin foil of gold. What he expected to find was the alpha particles to always fly straight through the gold. What actually happened was that every 10,000th or so alpha particle flew almost straight back. What? The only logical conclusion was that atoms could not be just a positive matrix with little electrons stuck in them. All the positive stuff had to somehow be in a very small area in the middle of the atom. Not only had Rutherford proven that the proton existed, he showed that the proton existed in the nucleus or center of the atom. Protons, 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 protons.
In the center of the atom.
Snake! Snake! But half of the mass of the known universe really wasn't accounted for. Scientists knew it had no charge because it didn't react with anything. But this mystery particle remained elusive. It was James Chadwick, working with radiation, who finally discovered the neutron. Adding to our model of the proton, the final piece.
Neutrons aren't real fun. They say they didn't have a charge. Finding them was really hard. But when they were discovered, our concept of the universe changed.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. This is Justin Allen Higgins. Science wins.